everyone, and welcome to the Symphony. Symphony Entertainment Gaming and Arts is a gaming company that focuses on horror systems, indie games, organic content, and player agency to bring a symphonic approach to horror role-playing. I'm your host, Keeper Mav, and this afternoon we are playing the Sutra of Pale Leaves for Call of Cthulhu 7e. One quick announcement, Symphony Entertainment has a Patreon. If you like this content and would like to help us create more, please back the Symphony on Patreon. You can check that out at patreon.com/symphonyentertainment. Content warnings have been discussed with the cast and crew. The X card is in play. X's can be sent via private message. No judgment passed. No questions asked. We will also be using the green, yellow, red traffic light method, which can be called by any cast member at any time. So without further ado, let's show off our cast. Cast members, please introduce yourselves. Tell us where people can find you and some of the stuff that you do.
My name is Bucho. I am production daddy for Symphony Entertainment. I hope you tuned into our Petty Awards several weeks ago. If you didn't, you should definitely check them out. They are almost certainly up on YouTube. And if you are a Patreon subscriber, you will be able to vote in next year's Petty Awards. You can find me at Linktree at Bucho Rodenberger. I'm on Instagram as the same handle. I also have multiple short story collections up on Amazon ready to be published and consumed by horror lovers and dystopian lovers and surrealist lovers of all stripes.
Fabulous. Thank you, Bucho. Next up.
Hi, everybody. I'm Doc. I can be found on my Linktree, which is at Doc Bones. Unlike Bucho, who was smart enough to consolidate everything into single handles, you can find all the different variations I've put myself through on that Linktree, as well as some scenarios that I've written for the Miskatonic Repository, which by the time this comes out, fingers crossed, it might no longer be the upcoming Year of the Goat anthology. We're getting pretty close to it at the time of recording. We'll see when that actually comes out, but if not, I also got a recent scenario where dreams take root, a romp through Miskatonic University where the real horror is academia.
Horrors, the horrors, the horrors. Speaking as a former academic, I can vouch for that. Next up.
Hey, Tomboi LaCroix, Ohayo gozaimasu. If you're looking for me, you can find me on my Linktree, tomboy.lacroix. You'll find all sorts of stuff there, including very soon my upcoming first drop of The Last Stop, which will be a Cthulhu Dark scenario. And I'm just excited to be here.
Looking forward to that very much. And last but not least.
Hello, I'm Perry Clark. You can find me at my podcast, which is Untying Knots, Minds and Souls Untethered, as well as my practice, which is Untangle and Grow Counseling in the San Francisco Bay. Otherwise, I'm also in the Year of the Goat anthology with Dead Letters from the Orchard. You can also find me over on Old Ways Network playing as Kingston in Silver Screams, as well as by now you've probably also heard our Christmas cult game as well as Owitty. And you also find me over at Unpockmatic Unlimited with Reunion of Threats.
Thanks, Perry. And as for me, I am your keeper, Keeper Mav. My pronouns are they, them. And I am the head of Mythos on the Old Ways, where I'm running the aforementioned Silver Screams, a 1930s Trail of Cthulhu campaign. I am also in the upcoming, or hopefully out by now, Year of the Goat anthology with my scenario To Serve in Heaven, 1930s Dust Bowl era. And you can find all of my scenarios. There's hopefully 12 by now, with my hopefully most recent scenario out, The Man Who Sold the World. I'm hoping to have it out by now. We'll see if that actually happens. But you can find all of those on DriveThruRPG under the name Rena Haenze, including my queer scenario, Friends of Dorothy, and the slasher bestseller, Saturday the 14th. You can also find me on Ain't Slayed Nobody, obviously here on Symphony Entertainment, the Miskatonic Playhouse, occasionally How We Roll, and various and sundry other places, doing shenanigans, keeping things, and running people into tentacular horrors. So looking forward to seeing all of you around. All right, so up front, I'm going to tell all of y'all this is going to be a different kind of recording here. Because what had happened was, in our last scenario, fanfic, if you recall from the end of the last scenario, they didn't stop something from happening. They didn't stop Nagatsuki from taking over. She took over Jabari who willingly let her touch his mind with her magical brush, and something began happening at the tower. This is essentially the apocalypse option. This is the end game trigger. And my players found the end game trigger. So there's not really a way to go on from here into the other scenarios. It's just the way the scenarios are set up. If you trigger the apocalypse here, it's not really possible to go into any of the other ones. So we are going to be doing codas for each of our characters this evening, and then if you're on our on the Symphony Entertainment Patreon, you can check that out for a talkback where we're discussing the campaign as a whole and the scenarios that we did get to play. So we'll see what happens, but. First thing that's going to happen is all of you except Jabari are getting a D10 sanity loss. As you see things begin to transform around you over the next few months. So, Trent, you're going to lose 8. We're not doing bouts. This just might affect how you act in your in the lead up to your prelude, or not your prelude, your conclusion, and maybe affect how you approach your job, things like that in the interim. Takahashi, lose 6. And Sam, you lose 10. So this may affect you as things. This is essentially representing seeing things happening around you, and also the understanding of we didn't stop this. That is what that sanity loss is representing for you. So Jabari is, well, he is the mythos now, so he doesn't take any sanity loss, and we'll get to Jabari in a bit. But first off, let's have a look in on Takahashi-san. It is 6 months after the events of fanfic, so it's about June. We ended at the beginning of January, so it's about mid-June, Takahashi-san. And ever since Nagatsuki started changing things, the world's become a little different. Nothing happened at first. That first couple of weeks, you kept waiting for the axe to fall. And waiting. And waiting. You knew something was going to happen because she's not going to just draw pictures with a magic brush on Tokyo Tower, disappear, and then nothing happen, right? So you're waiting. And then slowly, things start changing. The political landscape in the country shifts. Incumbents die off mysteriously, or retire, resign, or are found to be corrupt and are arrested. And Matsushima-san and his coalition of reformers, air quotes, take power. And you know that means the APL is beginning to spread their influence throughout the government. You see new scientific breakthroughs starting to happen in areas of medicine, of technology. Cell phones suddenly appear. All of these different technologies begin coming in rapid succession. Skyscrapers rise, showing off architecture with strange lines and angles that nobody ever thought was possible. And the Golden Age appears on the rise. And that term gives you a little pause, Takahashi-san, the Golden Age. But strange things are happening. The Tale of Pale Leaves gets printed every month. A new edition. They seem to be able to replicate it now with pictures and with photocopies and things they couldn't do that they couldn't do before, because you saw what happened when Jabari took photos of it. They were all blurry and didn't work. But this one works. It's translated into other languages. You see walking down the street, Takahashi-san, the first English copy in a bookstore. And you hear there's rumors of movies in the works based on this, based on fanfic, based on the all of the different things that you saw at the Manga Mart, all of that. There's multiple adaptations coming to television, to cinema. And people are starting to think along the same lines as each other. You notice this, Takahashi-san, no matter where you are. People will speak, and it's almost like they're speaking together. They have the same thoughts sometimes. You've heard so many people speaking in unison. Strangers who don't know each other. Someone will ask a question and 4 people will answer in the same voice. You hear about governments in other countries starting to work with the Association of Pale Leaves, these ambassadors. And you know things are starting to happen. You can feel it. You can see it around you. This golden age is turning the world into something. So I'd like to know what Takahashi-san has been up to in the last 6 months.
Takahashi-san has struggled with this changing landscape. Because up to this point, the biggest thing was you work hard, you create value for the company, you are your work. But now everyone is that work. There's no longer a merit to hard work. Every day that I walk into that office thinking of, this is going to be the day that I just finally snap like I did at the club and start burning the place down. There's that striking realization that everyone around me knows that thought. And that loss of the individualism of the working self shattered the worldview. I mean, Takahashi I stopped going to work. What's the point? Somebody else can do it just as good as I can. Or I stopped worrying about not going out and hanging out with people for karaoke nights, because why not? We're all going to sing the same song in 6-part harmony. It's the loss of the idea that hard work can get somewhere really lands hard for him. To the point that it really, as much as the world itself is being rewritten, it's erasing what he knew the world to be and should be. And so I would say in those 6 months, after stopping going to work as the baseline of anything, eventually losing his job, trying desperately to go back and play baseball and try to get back into that, find that joy in life, but just, it's not there. Without work, there's nothing.
And you realize, Takahashi, like sometimes you can feel the thought that other people are having, that echoey response. Sometimes you find yourself speaking in unison with other people around you. There's something in your mind that is connected to all of this. And in your dreams at night, you see this vision. Sometimes you see the Sunflower Monk, Jabari Croft's new manga that came out with rapid succession after what happened at the tower, skyrocketed him to fame. His posters of his characters are everywhere. His manga is all over the shops. it's being adapted into a TV series in America. And you see sometimes the prince, sometimes the sunflower monk, sometimes these other avatars, let's say, that are so different and so strange that you can't remember them when you wake up. But they offer you peace. You can be at rest, Takahashi-san. You could be the baseball player if you wanted to. You could be the best accountant if you wanted to. I can give you those things. I can help you find your center again, Takahashi-san. Misato.
Every time those voices come through, I push back against them.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's true that those could be reality. But I also saw reality get, for all intents and purposes, unmade in a single night.
Mm-hmm.
That could be the reality today. Who's to say somebody doesn't come? I'll be shouting this at the voices. If they could do that, why can't they do it again? What's to stop this world from changing its mind again because one person wants to be a prince?
We are all the prince, Masato. We are all one. This world is on the right path. It will change how I decide it changes. And I can decide good things for you. You have read my sutra. You have recited my mantras. This peace can be yours.
Those didn't bring peace. Look at what happened to Jabari-san.
He seems to be at great peace. He's famous. His manga is everywhere. He's well known. He
But
continues to draw.
him. It's not him doing it, it's you doing it. You gave him that because he serves you. He works for you. He didn't earn that on his own merit. He has it because you gave it to him.
Isn't that how things work? He was talented. Now his talent has outgrown anything he could have thought possible. But his talent was there.
I was talented. And you know what I got? Nothing.
And that's what I'm offering you now, is something.
I don't need a new boss. I need a world that makes sense to me.
Sense is subjective. But it can make sense. It's beginning to make sense to everyone now. It won't make sense while you're the odd one out, Takahashi.
I'm not the odd one out. I'm the only one who realizes that this is enslavement. You want me to go and you want me to join your little parade and you'll give me whatever I want? I had a boss once, and he took care of me, and I took care of him. And now you're telling me you can wave a magic wand and I get everything I wanted? I had everything I wanted, and you took it away. I'll never serve. I'll never work for you. I will never be your servant. I was the best damn salary man in that company. And now what? Everybody has everything that I had? No. You can take it all away, and that's fine. But don't sit there and tell me you're going to give it to me if I follow your rules.
So you see other people becoming successful, and it makes you angry because they didn't have to work the way you did. Interesting. You want everybody to have to do things the hard way. That is an interesting insight, Takahashi.
The old way worked.
Mm.
All of this came about because Coda-san wanted things to change, and rewrote the basis of reality. And now I'm supposed to
Yes.
accept that because that's what Coda-san wanted, that I should suddenly just throw up everything that I have?
It's too late. It's too late.
Jabari will appear.
Jabari-san,
Takahashi-san.
it's been a while.
It has been. I'm aware of the troubles you've been through.
I have lost my job at the company. My landlord is evicting me. This new world is not right. Jabari-san.
And yet the thing that you sought when we went to the con is still reachable. The manga.
I desired enlightenment.
Yes.
This is not enlightenment. This is a new illusory lie that people believe in freedom.
And did you still desire love? Is that more important?
He freezes. Just
the mangas you were seeking were the one about the salaryman who found love.
That does not seem like a possibility in this world.
Or is it the type of love that you've been seeking that is the issue?
I do not know, Jabari-san. Every day when I wake up and see this world shifting, it is difficult for me to find my footing, to know what's going to change next.
Then that perhaps is the love you've been seeking. Something for you to struggle against. Ever changing, but always the same. It gives you a new purpose.
I cannot serve this prince. I cannot indulge this world.
Then why not indulge your new struggle?
I struggle every day to make sense of what happened that night 6 months ago. From the Sutra itself giving this ability to change everything single-handedly, to you getting stabbed to become a servant of the prince. If the world followed rules and made sense like it should, Jabari-san, none of that should have happened.
And it would have meant that I would have stayed in obscurity, struggling. It would have meant sooner or later that I might have
made it.
Would I?
You put in the hard work, the effort. That's what needs to happen.
But that is what you have failed to understand about me and the choices that I actually was facing.
We could have helped you, Jabari-san. We could have gotten you a booth at the con and built your brand out instead of this. If your success required rewriting of reality, is it really success?
It required rewriting acceptance.
You rewrote more than acceptance, Jabari-san. I'll wave my arm. This is not just acceptance that's changing.
Then what did you not accept in love?
Do you remember, Jabari-san, 6 months ago? We tried to appeal to Coda-san that there is good in the world worth pursuing.
Hmm.
And she refused to see that.
And now it is your turn.
I saw good in the world, Jabari-san. I truly did.
Enough to see that you would go happily burning the world down. I also saw what you were like in the club. In panic. There was a
I never
zeal
did, though.
there.
I never did.
No. You return to this world. But what if you have that moment again?
Jabari-san, before our paths met, that desire burned within me for much longer than you would realize. And to never act upon that is truly me accepting that there is good in the world. That I did not destroy the world to try to remake it, knowing that it is good. There was good in this world.
And there's also always about good for whom. That is the acceptance that was offered to me. That was the acceptance that was offered to our changer of moments and realities. You have not walked in another's shoes. As an artist, that is one of the things I must do to create the stories. It wasn't just talent. It was ability to empathize. How have you empathized? And how have you found or not found love?
Talk about having walked in someone else's shoes, Jabari-san. No one has asked me to walk in mine.
Then maybe that is part of the problem.
I knew the world as it was and understood it. I can't understand this new world. And perhaps that is my burden to bear, that not understanding it is why I cannot bring myself to assimilate within it. But I hear that voice, I hear that prince taunting me, asking me to give up what I know to be true, to assimilate, to join this chorus of voices on the streets. And I cannot.
Well, when you are ready, in which point I will offer him a baseball.
And scene. Perfect. All right. So we know what Takahashi has been up to. Let's look in on one Sam Percy. Sam, you've seen all of this happening around you. What has your life been like? What are the things that you've done, the choices you've made over the last 6 months?
So, with these changes, Frank Foster, the owner of the Konbini Beanie, has decided to return back to America, leaving me high and dry. So, with that, I've been trying to keep the Konbini afloat while I am working to close it. And unfortunately, with the Association of Pale Leaves sending all of the entertainment worldwide, my smuggling operation has also dried up. So I am working on packing up in order to leave on my boat that is at the local marina. I have been trying to contact Landry-san and Takahashi-san, asking if they would like to join me in leaving under the cover of night.
Do either of you respond?
I think Landry-san would help you pack up the konbini and any of your personal items. But he is awaiting his own orders from his higher ups, particularly from Yamamoto-san, to see if he's going to be remaining here or if he's going to be sent home or whatever, because there's been a great deal of fallout from this particular investigation.
Takahashi would also assist you in packing things up, but you do notice that as he's doing it, it's in near silence. Just pick up a box, load it onto a truck, or pack a shelf. Visually, outwardly, he looks like a shell of the person he was before. Still has the tie, still wears the shirt. The shirt is aggressively wrinkled. The tie is barely tied. And you get the feeling he's helping out of a sense of duty and friendship rather than thinking he himself could get out of this.
Takahashi, what is there left for you here? What is there left for you here in this Carcosio as we live now?
I do not know, but I cannot bring myself to just leave everything behind.
Do you have family? Do you have romance? Do you have employment?
I have none of those things, but
Then come with me. We'll
heart
start a
is
new
here.
life in Korea.
That's not a
I
bad
cannot.
idea. You see Trent's head pop up over over one of the shelves.
It's only a few miles. We'll hop from marina to marina in order to stay on gas. I can take my little fishing boat. We can make it to Korea and hopefully get out of the shadow of this for the moment.
even the happy sad die says no.
No.
I'll
Takahashi
look
must suffer.
Takahashi
I will look at
lives
you-
and dies by those dice.
I do. I do. And there's like a moment where just maybe I'm loading like the last box before you have to head somewhere, and you see a single tear roll down his cheek. I do not know what is out there for you, but I wish you luck in your journey, and that perhaps we can both find what we are looking for.
Okay, Takahashi-san. Well, if anything, take these, and I hand you a box that has multiple tapes in them. As you look, you do notice that one of the tapes that was stolen from the van is on top.
Thank you. Thank you, Percy-san. When you
Well-
reach Korea, please do not hesitate to send an address.
Absolutely. And if I don't see you again, Takahashi-san, iro arigato gozaimashita.
In a translation for the listeners?
Oh, thank you for everything.
I will bow and repeat the same phrase back to you and say, the honor was truly mine to know you, Percy-chan.
Please, take this of mine. And she reaches up and takes off it can't come off, so never mind. She reaches up and takes off a necklace, and it has a 3 stones on it, and she puts it around your neck. She goes, "These are the last thing I took from America, and I want them to be yours."
I will wear them with pride and think of you as I hear them.
So they help you pack up. You get ready to go, but have you kept up with the mantra at night?
I think it fell off about 4 months ago when
Okay.
she started really noticing things were changing. And I became worried that I was supporting the changes going around just by saying it. So as much as it hurt to have all of those horrible nightmares return to me, I went cold turkey and worked my way through not saying it anymore.
One night, after getting all of your things packed and you're preparing to leave, the nightmares happen, as they have every night since you stopped the mantra. It's not something you can describe anymore. It's a thing made of darkness, sapping the life out of you. But you see a figure in a yellow robe step forward, put out their hand, and the darkness folds in on itself and disappears. And the figure turns to you, and it's Jabari.
Much more effective than an eraser, wouldn't you say?
I have to give it to you. There is showmanship.
Thank you. But you've always been a showman as well.
Yes, charlatans need to be able to hide themselves somehow.
So do good salesmen.
How can I help you, Jabari?
Or maybe how I can help you.
I just need to get away from the pale leaf.
I understand. But maybe the pale leaf can help you still, even if you aren't doing the mantras anymore.
I'm sure you do it enough for the both of us now.
Oh, it's very different now. But what is that heart of yours that's seeking?
Nothing you can truly give me anymore.
Not even a love that was lost?
That's a lie, and you know it. It's just a shadow of what was there.
And sometimes shadows are comforting.
Just as arsenic can be comforting in your last moments.
But it is a moment.
I would prefer to live all my life in pain than a single second in false comfort, as you have decided to.
It's interesting that, again, the judgment that I've heard from Takahashi and now for you, for the choices that you didn't even understand fully when I shared with you what I dealt with, even what Nagumi shared with us in the passage.
I know your struggles were great, but they're your struggles.
Yes.
And you are choosing, or in this case, chosen, to give up on them and just become another of a faceless mob.
And yet it was a faceless mob that caused my pain.
So you're just joining your bullies.
Maybe. Or maybe I'm joining the bullies that make those bullies pay attention.
Well, I hope you enjoy being the bigger oppressor.
That is your choice. And I hope that when those shadows come again, you're ready to deal with them. But if you are ever interested, and I'll offer the racer to her.
And scene. Trent.
Holy shit.
Dear Agent Landry. So what have you been up to other than helping Sam with her packing?
So I think what the last few months have looked like for him, early on, it was a lot of confusion because the particular department that he was involved with didn't quite know how to deal with an outside agent who was clearly tasked with this work and who was trained to do this work, but it gets very weird when you deal with international kinds of connections. So Yamamoto-san essentially suspended him. I mean, for lack of a better phrase, but more kind of a we don't know what to do right now, so maybe just stick close to home. We'll be in touch. So before Samantha reached out to him, because he would be calling her full name at that point, um, I think he would be spending a lot of time at first in the izakaya bar with his friend Aiko, who is the bartender there. And he would do a lot of drinking and a lot of thinking and probably a lot of random doodling on cocktail napkins the drunker he gets. And he would find himself drunk or hungover the next day, half in his bed, half not. And then Sam calls and he has something to do. And so he would pour himself into that work, writing up lists of all the things on the shelves, trying to make it as organized as possible, having worked in a museum. So he knows that the taxonomy of a moving and a packaging is very important to the people who are doing the moving and the packaging. And so he would want it to be as organized and as easy on her as possible. So he would pour himself into that work. Um, and then he would end up at the izakaya in the evenings. And he would be drinking and he would be drawing. And soon there is a kind of collection of cocktail napkins that have gathered up in the corners of his room. And they all, when you piece them together, kind of make different sets of leaves. Though I don't know that he would do this intentionally. It's just kind of what happens. Um, and so Trent is a man without a home and a man without a purpose at the moment. And he's just kind of floating and waiting to see what happens next because he does not have control of what happens next.
Loss of control is probably the worst thing for you
Yeah.
because you've been a very controlled person your whole life. And you still feel the pain from your injuries a few months ago. You're moving around, you're able to drink alcohol again, all of that, but it's still a constant reminder, that pain in your gut, that scar that is never going to go away. And one night, as you're doodling at the bar, multiple glasses empty in front of you, you hear Mizutani saying, "You're turning into quite the artist, Trent."
And I think you would, is there any kind of rumples up the napkin and what are you talking about? What do you mean, artist?
He gestures at the leaves.
I didn't draw these.
He pulls out a chair without being invited. He looks exhausted. His tie is pulled down. His collar is unbuttoned, the top button. He's not wearing a suit coat. The lean lines of his face seem even leaner. And he looks at you very intently and says, "They're going to tell you to go home soon."
I think that's the right move. I would like to go home. I don't know how much there is left for me to do here.
You know they've reached America too, right? Saw on the news this morning the new international relations advisor to your president. I recognize him. One of Matsushima's cronies.
Let me ask you something. Would you rather watch the world fall apart with new friends and strangers, or with the people you love?
He nods. I understand. I hope you can find some kind of peace, Trent. And he looks down at the table and the cocktail napkins that are spread out. And he says, I shouldn't have gotten you into this.
You had no way of knowing. This is what we do. We are the last bastion against the things that we may we are the last bastion against the bad things that the public doesn't always need to know about. That's how it's always been. There's always been a need for the kind of work that we do. We knew what we were doing when we signed up for this work. We knew it. To this degree, probably not. But we knew what we were signing up for when we took on these jobs.
Yes. It's true. And things are better in Japan. In some ways, the way I wanted them to be better. The corrupt officials are gone. Technology is booming. People are living better for the most part. I don't know. I read part of that Sutra, the Tale of Pale Leaves, the other day, just to try and get a better understanding.
Yeah? What'd you think?
It's got me wondering, is it really all that bad?
Trent slides a glass of yuzu over. It's like, well, you've seen what it's done. You've seen its spread. As someone who has seen the work of many millennia of masters up close and personal, though I've never had the skill to replicate them myself, I do know that the muse is meant to guide the hand, not force it.
Mm. He nods. Stands up after downing the drink. I don't know what my place is in this new world, Trent. I don't know what yours is either. But I hope we can find some kind of peace.
That makes two of us. Trent downs a shot of yuzu as well and holds his hand out to Mitsutani-san.
Mizutani takes
it. This is not the appropriate greeting.
Mm-hmm. He looks at it for a moment, but then he takes it and gives you a firm handshake. I wish you well, Trent.
Likewise.
And as he says that, you swear you hear someone across the bar say, I wish you well, Trent, at the exact same time.
I'm guessing I see Jabari.
You do.
Your skill is definitely improving.
I'm not really trying.
No.
But, thank you.
May I join you?
Sure.
I'll step off from the bar and sit down. It's very true what you said. The muse is meant to guide the hand, not force it. That's what I saw too.
I see something different.
Of course you do. We all do. Art is always subjective. It is in the eye of the beholder.
This is true. No one style fits everyone.
Exactly.
No one era is for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this is our yellow period.
Well, at least the yellow period here. But there can be a yellow period in the US as well. It may look a little different.
Why is a yellow period needed at all?
Well, if we're looking at this from the way emotions sit, there's always a blue, there's a green, and as you know, there is a dark period too. But it doesn't have to be forever.
No. But the dark period helps us find the other colors.
Very true. And you can find your yellow period as well.
I'm not sure I want a yellow period.
Mm.
I don't care for what I've seen it blossom into.
The vibrancy of the sun.
The heat of the sun. The baking of the sun.
All parts that come with it.
So what are you doing now?
I'm continuing to draw and continuing to try and offer the chance for others to have their periods as well.
I understand people are buying your book and it's flying off the shelves, and you have other big things in the works. Congratulations.
Yeah, they are. But it doesn't have to end that way for you either.
I don't want it to end that way for me.
No. You want something to control.
No.
Well, at least gives you something to do.
This is true.
So you don't have to continue to be law enforcement. Perhaps there is more muse, and I'll gesture towards the leaves across the table. Perhaps there's a future as an artist.
You see Trent's hand just scoop everything up, push it off the bar.
You know, sand paintings are meant to be temporary.
All art is meant to be temporary.
So what will you create next? What will you let the muse guide you with?
I'll see when I get home.
Well, then, I think that's good for your travels. Then may I offer you something for those travels?
What do I see in Jabari's hand?
It's a sumi set with a block. Instead of black ink, it's yellow ink with a brush and water palette.
I think Trent will look at this set a little longer than is polite without responding.
Just set it down on the table for when you're ready. Be well, Trent.
I appreciate
and I'll
it.
offer my hand.
I'll offer mine.
And scene. So, Sam, you go to South Korea. Takahashi, you stay where you are. Your life spiraling out of control. Trent, you go home. Everywhere you go, any of you find, things are changing. No matter what country you go to, no matter what small town you flee to, there's posters for the Sunflower Monk up in the bookstore windows. There's small children talking eagerly about the Tale of Pale Leaves adaptation they saw on TV the night before. These echoes of people speaking together get louder. And every night, all three of you are visited by visions. Sometimes the prince, sometimes Jabari, sometimes other people you knew in Japan, all speaking with the same voice, all speaking comfort to you, sometimes speaking the mantra. And everyone around you falls into this pattern. And Sam, things start to shift in your mind eventually. You can't help but catch glimpses of the TV show for The Tale of Pale Leaves, because it's everywhere. And the images burn themselves into your mind. You find yourself just almost against your will flipping through a few pages of The Sunflower Monk, just to see what Jabari's doing now. It's in its 6th printing by the end of the year. Takahashi, you can't get away from it. You find yourself getting odd jobs here and there. You work in an electronics store for a couple weeks, but only a couple weeks, because on the TV, the movie keeps playing. All 3 versions of it that they've made so far. And you flee, but those images are seared into your mind. And you find yourself echoing people. Trent, you succumb last. You disappear into a small town somewhere in the middle of Pennsylvania, eventually. Because you figure not much in the way of electricity, TV, all of that out here. But someone you see in what passes for a cafe in this tiny town is reading The Tale of Pale Leaves. You hear small children in the streets yelling lines from the movie at each other. Everyone starts to wear yellow. That's the preferred fashion color this year. And slowly you start to notice yourself thinking thoughts that aren't yours until they become yours. As the world and the King in Yellow become one. And that, friends and family of the Symphony, is where we are going to end the Sutra of Pale Leaves. Thank you so much for everyone who joined in and or is currently watching the replay. You are indeed the best part of waking up. We sincerely appreciate you. Again, if you enjoyed this content, please consider helping the Symphony make more by backing us on Patreon at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. That is where we will have the talk back for all of these, for both of the scenarios we did before, and then the new one where we talk about the campaign as a whole. And we hope you will join us there. We hope you've enjoyed the Symphony, and we look forward to seeing you again. Have a wonderful night.